Emperor Dalek! We've got an Emperor Dalek! Welcome to the Time Treadmill. I'm Ron, and these are my sweaty thoughts about Doctor Who. At the very end of episode 6 of The Evil of the Daleks, we get the very first appearance of an Emperor Dalek. I mean, check out this guy. This is amazing. This is me going on record as generally a Dalek hater saying Emperor Dalek is seriously cool. So by this point of the story, we are very much at the climax. The Doctor and Jamie, as well as Victoria, her father, the evil mad scientist Maxtable, and the mute, brave bodyguard Kemmel have all been transported to the planet of Skaro for the final showdown. Also there on Skaro, 3 Daleks that the Doctor has programmed with the human factor. So now the stage is set for the most massive Dalek battle in the history of the program, and that'll happen tomorrow. Before I get that, really the only thing I wanted to talk about today is the uniqueness of this particular loose cannon reconstruction. The story has not been reconstructed via animation yet, although I suspect it's very high on the list. I think the only thing that would be holding it back is the number of locations and the number of characters throughout the story. But it really is such a key story, and also having it there to link in with continuity from Macra Terror to Faceless Ones to Evil of the Daleks, having all of those animated would open up the future possibility of a season box set of the Second Doctor with these stories. So they're inching closer, and I think that's the ultimate goal. But in this loose cannon reconstruction that I watched, some of it is very much like the previous loose cannon reconstructions. It's primarily telesnaps with the audio and some text descriptions of what's happening. And like in some previous reconstructions, they've used CGI animation to recreate some scenes, especially a whole lot of scenes with Daleks, because those are easy-ish to reconstruct in CGI and have moving around and doing things. There's also some limited CGI reconstruction of human characters, particularly a scene with Kemmel climbing a rope and Jamie at the top of that rope at a balcony helping him up. And I'll have an interesting side story about that in just a second. But in addition to all those CGI reconstructions, there are several shots in this loose cannon reconstruction where they used live actors in costume to recreate key moments. And significantly, those reconstructions are done in such a way that the character faces are obscure, so it'll be shots either from behind or with the face hanging forward with hair obscuring the face, or shots from the shoulder down, for example, a scene when the Doctor is actually being carried around by one of the Daleks. And those live-action reenactments really add something to this reconstruction. They're extremely well done, and I'm very impressed with how they managed to pull it off. It's done sparingly and only in shots where it makes sense to do, where those kind of constraints work in favor of the shot. But having those things sprinkled throughout the story really does bring it to life in a way that just wouldn't be there with pure telesnaps. So, huge fan of this particular reconstruction from Loose Cannon. If you're interested, I will put a link in the description below where you can go to dailymotion.com and watch the playlist of this entire story. I would highly recommend it if you're interested in this key moment in Doctor Who history. Now, that story I wanted to tell about the rope. There's an interview with the actor who played Kemmel, who is this giant mute Turk bodyguard who never speaks a word through the entire story, who initially acts as an enemy combatant to Jamie, and then later on they become friends, and they work side by side through the end of the story. Now, the costuming for Kemmel has him in Turkish attire with kind of baggy pants and a vest and a fez. And yes, number 1, fezzes are cool. Number 2, this is, to my recollection, the first appearance of a fez in Doctor Who. But in any case, when they were putting the actor into the Kemmel outfit and prepping him for filming, they also insisted on oiling up his muscular body to look like the massive bodybuilder, bodyguard kind of character. So he's totally just glistening bodybuilder beefcake. When it came to filming that rope scene, the problem was they oiled him up, but the oil also got all over the palms of his hand. And so when they were filming the shot where he's climbing the rope, he would climb 3 feet and then slip down 2 because of the oil. When the director asked him why he wasn't climbing director, his response was, "I can't, my hands are slippery, wait for the oil to dry." Well, I mean, that's a paraphrasing. I'm sure he said it in a much more dark and menacing manner, but you get the idea. So anyway, great reconstruction, and the whole story has built up to the first appearance of an Emperor Dalek. Remember, this story is intended to be the big finale, the swan song for the Daleks. They had to go big with this. And so the last part of the 6th episode has all of our characters traveling to Skaro, and now they're on the planet Skaro with the Emperor Dalek, with 3 Daleks that have been infected with the human factor, and the rest of the Dalek army, and everything is about to break loose. The Emperor Dalek is an inspired creation, and he looks amazing, just absolutely amazing. So big props to the designers for this one. I love everything about the Emperor Dalek. So well done. So tomorrow, huge raging battle, the final battle between the Doctor and the Daleks on the planet Skaro. This is it for the Daleks forever. Ish. So like I always say, stay home, stay safe, be kind, be positive, and I will see you tomorrow.